Good evening. So we're having a coffee this week in my little tiny espresso cup. I have some coffee that I was bought for Christmas. It's different than I usually get because it's one that's like a proper roasted bean, but it's then covered in the flavour rather than having it as a tasting note. It's caramel one. It does taste like the coffees you'll get with caramel syrup, so it's pretty nice. It's not what I would normally get, and I can't even tell you. I've thrown away the wrapper, so I don't even know where it came from. But yeah, it's all right. So, big event this week, and I'll kind of geek out on it. You'll probably find it really boring. This week I had my EX raid in Pokemon Go to be able to catch a Mewtwo. We did it. It was horrible weather. About 8 of us turned up to do it, and we sheltered underneath the ramp in the skate park because that's where it was. And I won't lie, a few of you may have read my post, I think it was last week, about this. And if you play Pokemon Go, you'll understand. If you don't, you probably won't. But you can either catch a good one or a bad one. And Mewtwo is special, because it's the strongest one in the game at the moment. And mine wasn't a very good one. So you kind of get all excited about the possibility, and then you're faced with a rubbish one, and it's a little bit disappointing, but then, well, you may as well, because it's the chance that you've got. I could think of all sorts of analogies to do with that. I'm not going to say any of them because they might be in poor taste. But that was how that went. Other things this week, actually most of the interesting things that actually aren't very interesting at all when you think of them, but the one thing that I thought about talking about. I really wanted to go out last night, but my car needs new tyres. It's got one puncture, and in Formula 1 when they talk about tyres, they talk about them going off the cliff, so all of a sudden you'll have a massive drop in performance. This week I noticed that my car was handling all over the place. It's proving a bit of a nightmare. So I ordered some tyres to be changed yesterday morning. And I got a cancellation about 4 hours later saying that the people who were supposed to be doing it had got their booking wrong. And I just didn't fancy going where I was going, down a motorway at high speeds on what it was. So that was a bit disappointing, but instead of doing that, I went and played football. Why anyone chooses to play football at 5 o'clock on a Sunday evening, I don't know. But I went anyway. It was 6-a-side, it was indoors, and my plan was football 5 to 6. I'll order a Domino's before I go to arrive for about 6:45. Give me time, get home, have a shower, and then I'll be ready for it. I'm quite pleased that didn't happen, because I've never felt as bad as I felt when I got home after that. I literally couldn't leave the bathroom for 45 minutes. Won't go into too many details, but yeah, I didn't know whether I wanted to be sick, faint, or something else. I ended up probably doing, well, at least 2 of the 3. That was too much detail, wasn't it? I said I wouldn't do that. And I basically just had to lie on the sofa for the rest of the night, which wasn't how I was intending my Saturday going. Feel all right now, but, well, other than the fact that my elbow hurts because we were playing on a solid floor and I forgot, and my knee hurts as well, but I'm just a wimp. Well, I'm not a wimp. When I broke my collarbone, apparently it should have been hurting more than it did. I played on for a while after I broke my collarbone years ago. They did say I have a high pain threshold, but I tend to get injured quite a lot, so people ignore me when I hurt myself anyway. At work, what's happened at work? Not a great deal. I don't have a very defined role by virtue of the fact that I was supposed to be leaving, and various other people seem to have taken the job that I knew to do. So I had a big meeting with my boss and a few other people about something that I've never worked on before. And it went all right. We assigned actions. I got my own actions. Someone else got other actions. And my boss rang me up the next day and he said, I was expecting you to say that you'd do this, this and this. Which is, it's difficult when someone's already started something. And then they try and, you think that they'll just carry on doing it, and then they say that they want you to. So I did tell him that if the role was defined, I may have been able to. But until the role's defined, he needs to tell me what he expects. But yeah, I think that was about it. So next week, hello Mookat. So next week, no plans as yet. You're not sure, are you? His hair's falling out, and I'm now going to need to hoover the bed. Yeah, so next week, I've got tyres tomorrow morning, then the brakes are getting changed on Tuesday morning, and then on Wednesday, I don't know whether you could just hear him meowing. That's what he does every morning when he wants his breakfast. It's really irritating. Yeah, and then Wednesday, the car gets a chip repaired. So yeah, really exciting times for my car at the beginning of next week, not so much for me. And then Saturday night for a football match to go and watch. I don't know. It just seems a ridiculous time. It would be great if I didn't go to the ground to watch it. It's at Liverpool, so I'll be going. If it was an away match Saturday evening, it would be good because you can watch the match and then you go out. But as it is, I have to go to Liverpool and sit in the cold, and then probably not have time to go out afterwards. But that's all I've got. I did promise myself I was going to keep these videos shorter. I don't know how long this one's been. I hope it is shorter. I hope you've had a really good week, and I will talk to you next time. Cheers.